Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's me, UFC Investor. In this video, we're going to be talking about my bets, predictions, and picks for Covington versus Buckley. I'm really excited about this card because we have Kobe, Buckley, Sterling, Miranda, Maverick, who else? Manel, Kape. Some really good fighters. So let's get into the first fight and get into my picks. Okay, guys. So for the first fight of the night, we have Josefine Knutson versus Piera Rodriguez. In this one, I'm going to be going with Knutson for a couple of reasons. She's trained with Kamzat before. She's undefeated. She's 8-0 in the 8-0 in total, but 2-0 in the UFC. And Piera Rodriguez, she's already lost 2 fights. I guess her last loss was intentional headbutts. And then before that, she lost to Jillian Robertson, which I don't really blame her because Jillian is actually really good. So I honestly think it's going to be a little bit more competitive than what people think. But I'm just going to be signing with Knutson on this one because she is undefeated. And yeah, I think I'm going to be picking her by decision on this one. I do think it's just going to follow the trend of her winning by decision like how she normally does. Her last 6 wins come by decision. One of them was a split, but the other 5 were unanimous. And for their odds, Knutson is a minus 235. So a lot of people agree on this one. I think most people are thinking she's gonna win. I'm still thinking Piera could win, but I don't think I would want to bet it honestly because I don't know. Maybe I do think she could win, but I just don't trust her winning, at least for my money. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna be picking Knutson on this one. And yeah, let's go to the next fight. Okay, guys, so for this next fight, we have Davey Grant versus Ramon Taveras. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I wasn't too sure about this pick. At first, I was with Davey Grant, but now I'm picking Ramon Taveras because right now they have him at a pick 'em. Davey Grant is a minus 112 and Taveras is a minus 108. And before, I was picking Davey Grant because of his experience and him going split with Daniel Marcos, I believe. So I do think that he could have won that fight, and before that he was coming off of 2 wins, 2 finishes. So that was kind of making me think that Davey Grant would win. But then I saw his age at 38 years old, and I don't know. Ramon Taveras was 30 years old, so I think maybe Taveras could finish him in the second round or maybe third. I'm gonna be going with the second round. So I was thinking that maybe if he misses weight, it might be a bad thing for Tavares because he in his last fight versus Saidi he missed weight. So I'm thinking if he misses weight this time around, I don't think it'd be like a planned thing. I think it'd probably be like a bad thing in terms of him not feeling too great physically. So I think if he misses weight, I might switch to Grant. But if he doesn't, then I'm just gonna pick Tavares and see how that goes. If not, I honestly think I might pick Ramon and then bet a little bit on Grant so I can feel good either way. But yeah, guys, that's going to be my pick for this fight. Let's go to the next one. Okay, guys, so for this next fight, the third fight of the night, we have Miranda Maverick versus Jamey Horth. This one's pretty straightforward, guys. I'm going to be picking Miranda Maverick. As if you guys know or if you guys have been looking at the odds, it looks like Miranda Maverick's a minus 600. Horth is a plus 400. So I'm just going to be going with who I think would actually win and the odds. Miranda Maverick is like 7-3 in the UFC, and Horth is 2-1. So I don't know. I think I don't want to say it's like another setup fight for Miranda. Maybe it's just another test to confirm that she's actually pretty decent for the UFC. Because obviously she's on a winning streak, and I think if she wins this one, she's probably gonna get a big fight next fight. So I'm gonna be going with Miranda Maverick to win by decision on this one. I think it could be maybe like a split decision win. Who knows? But I think Miranda should be able to get the win here. Okay, guys. So for this next fight, we have Miles Johns versus Felipe Lima. This one, guys, I'm going to be going with the underdog. I'm going to be going with Miles Johns. He's a plus 200 right now, and I really do think he can win by decision. He's never lost by decision. Felipe Lima, his last one was versus Mohamed Naimov. He got a rear naked choke in round 3. So I do think, honestly, I don't remember the fight, so I'm not too sure if he was dominating or not, but I'm just not fully convinced yet. He's only won 1 fight in the UFC versus Miles Johns, who's 6-2 in the UFC, and he's on like a 3-fight winning streak. So I really do think that Miles Johns has a lot more experience than Felipe Lima, and I'm just not fully convinced with Felipe Lima yet. Like him getting just 1 finish off of a pretty decent guy in Naimov, but I don't want to say it's a fluke, but I'm just not fully convinced that he can do it again. At least another finish versus another really experienced guy. So I'm gonna be going with the veteran in Miles Johns or the more experienced, and I do think he can get a decision win on this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments for this one because I really didn't want to pick such a big underdog like so soon, or maybe I'm a little unsure, but I don't know. I'm just not convinced Felipe Lima is gonna win. And if I were to pick him, I think I would just be picking him because of the odds, and I just think Miles Johns should be able to get this win. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna be going with Miles Johns' decision pick on this one. But let's go to the next fight. All right, guys. So for this next fight, we have Sean Woodson versus Fernando Padilla. This fight, guys, I'm really excited because I think it's gonna be a really good striking match. I think both of these guys are really good strikers. I would be surprised if one of them gets finished because I don't think Padilla is gonna get finished, or Woodson. I am gonna be picking Woodson on this one. I'm gonna be picking him by decision. Right now, the odds have Sean Woodson at a minus 155, which I'm kind of surprised, honestly. I was thinking he was gonna be a bigger favorite, like a minus 200. So, I honestly think like I kind of want to bet on him money line maybe, or at least put him in some parlays because I'm pretty confident he should be able to win here. I mean, he's 6-1 in the UFC, and yeah, 6-1 with a 5 win streak versus Padilla, who is 2-1 in the UFC, just coming off of 1 win. So I don't know. It just like another fight that just doesn't make sense. I guess in terms of the odds, I do think Woodson is gonna win here. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna be picking him by decision. Let me know what you guys think. But let's go to the next fight. Okay, guys. So for this next fight, we have Drakkar Klose versus Joel Alvarez. This one I wasn't too sure again because I wanted to pick Klose on this one because he's 9-2 versus Joel Alvarez, who's a 6-2. I know MMA math doesn't always work, but I don't know. Drakkar Klose just has a way better record in the UFC. Joel Alvarez has only won mostly by submission and some KOs, and he's never won a decision. And Drakkar Klose has never been subbed, so it just makes me think like if he can't sub Klose, he's gonna have to knock him out. But Klose hasn't lost ever since he lost to Dariush like years ago. So I don't know. I really wanted to pick Klose on this one, but I think I'm just gonna be picking Joel Alvarez on this one, but I'm gonna be betting Klose on this one because I really think he can win. So, like I said, I'm gonna be picking Joel Alvarez by submission. Maybe he gets the first submission on Alvarez, or I mean on Klose. Maybe it's possible, but if I'm picking Alvarez, that means I'm for sure gonna be betting maybe a couple bucks, like maybe like $3 on Klose, just to see if he wins by like a decision or maybe even a KO or something. So yeah, I'd be surprised if he did get a finish on Joel Alvarez, but I think if Klose were to win, I think it would be by decision. Okay, guys, so for this next fight, we have Michael Johnson versus Ottman Azaitar. This one, I'm going to be picking Michael Johnson to win by round 1 KO because in the last 2 fights, Ottman has been finished in round 1 by KO. So I think Johnson could do it too. The odds have Johnson at a minus 220 and Ottman at a plus 185. So I think the odds make sense. The only thing that kind of worries me is that Johnson is older now. So he's 38 years old versus Azaitar, who is only 34. So it's not too much of a difference, but I don't know. I'm a little worried. Johnson has just come off of win versus Darius Flowers. So I think he still for sure got it. I don't know. I do hope he can get a KO again, but I'm not too sure if he can get it with Azaitar. If Azaitar were to win, I do think he could get a knockout on Johnson, honestly. So if I were to bet this one, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I do think this one is not going to go the distance. I think there's going to be a finish in this fight. I don't think it's going to go the distance. I think Azaitar could knock out Johnson in round 1. Same thing for Johnson. I think he can knock out Ottman in round 1, maybe round 2. I don't think this is going to go into round 3. But still, I'll be picking Johnson. But now that I'm really thinking about it, I'm going to be thinking this does not go the distance. But let's go to the next fight. All right, so for this next fight, guys, we have Navajo Sterling versus Tuco Tokkos. This one, I am excited because Navajo Sterling is pretty much like Vanilla Izzy. He's a new rebirth version of Izzy in terms of kickboxing. He's from City Kickboxing too. They're actually friends. Sterling trains with, Izzy, Olberg, Kaikar France, them. Who else? Hooker. And he's going to be fighting Tukos. And he's going to be a huge favorite on this one, guys. He's a minus 900. So I was a little surprised because I was like, damn, people are already kind of aware that he's decent. But at a minus 900, I'm just surprised that it's like gotten this bad. Not to say this bad, but like this I guess this bad in terms of betting this quick. because I was thinking like, oh yeah, I'll bet on Sterling for sure, even money line. But I guess everyone's on that bandwagon in terms of everyone thinks he's gonna be able to win this one too, and I do think for sure he should be able to win. He's gonna be fighting Tucos, who just lost to Umar Sy in round one. He got choked out in round one. And I don't think Sterling is going to go for a choke on this one. I do think Sterling is going to strike with him. So I think Sterling should be able to get a finish in round two, I believe. So I'm going to be picking him by TKO. But if Tukos were to win, I do think he could get a round one or two TKO. So I'll probably just throw like 50 cents on him by round one TKO just in case. But I'm for sure picking Sterling on this one. I don't know if I'll put Sterling in like some parlays or not, because at minus 900 it's kind of like risky, I think. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about this one too. Let's go to the next fight. All right, guys, for this next fight we have Adrian Yanez versus Daniel Marcos. Again, I'm just not too sure on this fight either. I'm gonna be picking Marcos to win by decision on this one. He is undefeated at 16-0, 3-0 in the UFC, so it is really impressive. He's 31 years old, so he's really young. He's never been obviously he's never lost, so he's never been subbed. He doesn't have any submission wins, so pretty much he's a striker versus Yanez, who is another striker as well. So I'm thinking maybe Yanez would maybe try to take it to the ground with Marcos. I'm not too sure if he would even want to try or not. So I do think I'm gonna be leaning Marcos on this one, even though Yanez, like, I feel like he's a big name. I feel like he could definitely pull off a win on this one. Maybe show like that he's still here, that he's a vet. So I'm wondering how Yanez is gonna do in this fight. I'm gonna be going with Marcos on this one, but like I said, I'm not too sure. I'm excited to watch it, but yeah, let's find out what happens. Let's go to the next fight. So for this next fight, we have Vitor Petrino versus Dustin Jacoby. This one, guys, I really do think Vitor is going to get a knockout on this one. Jacoby, in his last 5 fights, he's only won 1 against Kennedy and Nezejiku. In the other 4, he's lost 3 by decision, and then he got knocked out in round 1 in the last fight. So I really think Vitor can get a knockout on this one. If he doesn't get it in round 1, I think he can get it in round 2 for sure. But I think Vitor inside the distance is for sure going to hit. So I'm going to be picking him by round 2 TKO. If Jacoby were to win, maybe it'll be by submission again for Vitor, who knows. But this is my most confident pick. The odds reflect it. He's a minus 330. So a lot of people think he's going to win. Jacoby's a plus 270. I'm not going to bet on him. I really don't think he's going to win. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think, and let's go to the next fight. So for this next fight, we have Manel Kape versus Bruno Silva. This one, guys, I'm going to be picking Manel Kape on this one to win. I do think he should be able to get a win by decision on this one. It does worry me that Bruno Silva has 4 performance of the night bonuses in the last 4 fights. So 4 finishes, 3 in round 2, 1 in round 1. But I mean, now as I'm saying it, I'm kind of doubting myself. But I don't know. I think Kape should be able to pull it off. His last loss was to Makayev, which I don't blame him. Makayev's undefeated, and before that, he was on a 4-fight win streak, and he did get 2 round 1 TKOs in 2 of those 4 fights. So I do think as long as Kape survives, I think he should be able to get the decision win. I think Bruno might have like big moments, but I think Kape should be able to survive and get the decision win. But in saying that, I'll be picking Kape by decision. The odds have him at a minus 365. So a lot of people do think he's going to win too. But because of those odds and seeing the way Silva wins, I'm going to for sure be betting him by some sort of like method, like maybe Silva by TKO round 1 or 2, or submission round 1 or 2 for Silva. Something like that. But yeah, something more specific in like the rounds, at least for Silva. I don't think Silva is going to win by decision. At least I don't think so. He loses a lot by decision. But I'll be going Kape by decision on this one. I do think he can pull it off. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But let's go to the next fight. All right, guys. So for this next fight, we have Cub Swanson versus Billy Quarantino, or Billy Q. This one, I just can't pick Cub Swanson, guys. He's 41 years old. I've said it multiple times on the channel. I just don't like picking old guys. I do think Billy Quarantino could get a win on this one by decision. I feel like Cub Swanson could win, but I think he's going to be dragging it to decision. And even though he did get performance of the night in the last fight, or fight of the night in the last fight with Andre Philly, I don't know. I feel like Billy Q is gonna bring it to him. I think Cub Swanson is for sure gonna have to mix it up to beat Quarantino, because I think on the feet Billy Quarantino is gonna be able to beat him. So I do think if Cub Swanson does win, it'll be by decision. But Billy Q, I think he can also win by decision or TKO or something. But I'm gonna be leaning Billy Quarantino to win by decision. I think he can edge it out and just do enough to beat Swanson, who's 41 years old. I just can't see him getting another win. Right now, they have the odds for Cub Swanson at a plus 126 and Billy Q at a minus 146. So I do kind of agree with the odds on this one because I just can't trust Billy Q too much. Even though he is 6-4 in the UFC, I don't know, like his performances recently just haven't been convincing, especially because of the fact that Swanson, if he does wrestle Quarantino and just takes him to the ground or something, then I do think Swanson can easily get the win. So I am just still gonna be picking Billy Q by decision, but I'm not too confident. But let's go to the next fight. And now, guys, we have the last fight of the night, the pretty much the profile picture for the UFC. Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. If you guys haven't seen that edit or that highlight reel of Buckley, he has that famous like spinning jump back heel kick KO. It's pretty amazing, honestly. And then we have Covington, who you know obviously is cool with Trump. You know, he's a character. He just started his Twitch channel, so he's making news in like other ways too. So I'm just gonna be telling you guys, I'm gonna be picking Covington on this one, guys. I do think he can get a decision win on this one. I'm not saying Covington is still like really good or can get a title, but I don't know. I think he's gonna be able to outlast Buckley and maybe point him out. Right now, the odds have Kobe at a plus 205, which I'm kind of surprised, honestly, that he's an underdog. Buckley's a minus 240. So most people that are betting are obviously picking Buckley. I'm guessing because of his age. You know, he's on the momentum. He just got a KO over Wonder Boy not too long ago. So it just makes me wonder if Covington, if he loses to Buckley, I do think Covington is washed. Because, like, I'm not saying Buckley's bad, but I don't know. If Buckley can beat him, it just kind of shows that Covington is just on the decline. And he's just not at the same level of these new guys, pretty much. So I'm gonna be picking Covington in my last pick for the night. I do think he can get the decision win, and if he loses, then I don't think I'm ever gonna pick him again. At least not confidently, unless he like fights like a can or something. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys think Covington is washed? Do you guys think he's gonna get this win? If he wins, and I think he does have some more wins in him, maybe. But if he loses this one, guys, I think he's washed. I think he's done. Other than that, Buckley, if he gets this win, then wow, honestly, I underestimated him if he does get the win. If not, I wouldn't blame Buckley because I do think even if he does lose this one, I think he's still going to be improving. He's really young, he's really driven, and I wouldn't be surprised if he lost this one and then came back winning again. So, really excited for this fight. Buckley could get a KO over Covington, but I don't think so. If Kamaru couldn't completely knock out Covington, I don't think Buckley can. So hopefully Covington's chin isn't broken, and we'll see what happens. Also, let me know what you guys think in the comments for my picks or everything I said in the video. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the card, and let me know what you guys think I should make in the next video. We're not going to be having fights until January, guys. This is the last fight in December for UFC. So in the meantime, I think I'm going to be posting like a different type of UFC video. I'm not too sure. It could be like about a fighter or just fighters in general, or like maybe like a news or just upcoming fights. I'm not too sure, but I am going to try to start making videos about other than predictions and just kind of mix it up a bit. Let me know what you guys think about that, if you guys have comments on that. If not, please like the video, please subscribe if you guys haven't. I still have that goal of getting maybe 100 subscribers before the end of the year. If not, at least 50 subscribers, guys. At least I do want to hit that goal before at least the end of the year, at the very least, because we're only like 3 subscribers away. If not, 100 subscribers would be sick. If not, next year I'll keep posting videos, and yeah, guys, I'll see you guys soon in the next video.